What's going on, y'all? BigBossFabo. We are back with a reaction video. We're doing a reaction to the Hodge twins, man, the conservative twins. We have Mexican protesters beg Trump to fight drug cartels and President Sheinbaum to make Mexico great again. The irony. Man, let's get into this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know y'all's thoughts on this in the comment section below.
Listen, see, come and help us, and please come and get the shit out of Mexico. Come and get Obrador, come and get Claudia Sheinbaum.
Gracias, muchas gracias, gracias. Bueno, son muy distintos.
¿Y preferías a Donald Trump presidente de México, que es Claudia Sheinbaum?
Ah, sí, 1000 veces sí.
¿Y qué le parece sobre Donald Trump?
Que está haciendo un buen trabajo.
¿Y qué le parece sobre la militarización de los Estados Unidos?
Pues también igual, si estuviera aquí como el país, tampoco no estaría bien.
De Donald Trump. A mí me parece un buen presidente. A lo mejor no es lo mejor que hay. Sin embargo, si hubiera quedado Kamala, yo creo que la situación sería peor, porque Kamala junto con Biden son algo muy parecido a lo que es López Obrador. Y por eso se permitieron muchas cosas en Estados Unidos. La llegada de muchos emigrantes, muchos narcos hay allá, y todo fue por la complicidad de Biden con López Obrador, con el gobierno de Morena. Por eso se invadieron de narcos y de delincuentes.
President of Mexico is furious. She's calling Mexican Senator Lily Tellez a traitor for coming on Fox Noticias with me a few days ago and saying this. Listen.
The help from the United States to fight the cartels in Mexico is absolutely welcome, and that is how the majority of Mexicans feel. The only ones who don't like that President Trump is sending help and trying to support Mexicans against the cartels are the narco politicians. That includes President Sheinbaum.
They're getting that drug money. They're getting that payola.
Man, she's a brave, courageous woman to go on Fox News here in America and say that about the president.
Right.
And I've heard those rumors for a long time that she got installed by the cartel.
That includes President Sheinbaum.
Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum responding, saying, quote, "It's not a minor issue that a senator gave an interview to a foreign media outlet calling for intervention."
Well, she's totally against Claudia Sheinbaum. She's totally against Trump's administration bombing them boats in the Caribbean.
Yeah, and she's totally against people going outside of the chain of command, which is, I agree with on that. But you're the president of a narco state. What else is there to do?
Yeah,
you're not going to do anything.
Yeah, a lot of people think she was installed by the cartel.
Yeah, I mean, she getting that payola, man. She getting under the table funds to support the agenda holistically, right? You know, the Americans stepping in, and you know how Trump was kind of like interfering with a lot of those drug ships and things of that sort. If you're more focused on stepping outside of the chain of command and the betterment of the people, the betterment of a country, stabilization, that's crazy work to me. That's wild work. Think about that for a little bit. You got rubbed the wrong way because there was some overstepping.
Yeah, and last election cycle there wasn't running for president, but I think it was around 40, 43 people were assassinated just running for political office there.
Yeah.
No candidate for president was running for office. They got, unalive, but we already know why. Because you only run for president there unless you get signed off by a certain group of people.
To discuss is that Mexican
powers
Senator
that be.
Lily Tellez. Senator Tellez, welcome to Fox Noticias. I'm just going to get right to it. Is Mexico a narco state?
Yes, it is. And we all Mexicans know about it. And Mexicans are afraid of the alliance between the Mexican government and the cartels that have infested our nation.
Can you explain this alliance between the president, her party, the Morena party, and the cartels?
Well, let's take that back, man. Let's take a closer look, man. Sinaloa, all over the place. You got Tijuana Cartel, Juarez, Sinaloa, Los Zetas, Gulf Cartel, right? Some of the more notoriable in a sense, Sinaloa. Like, it is very bold to step out and you know, speak publicly on this topic in the media. I mean, you naturally know that you need to dot your I's and cross your T's at this point. Watch your back. Move accordingly. If you're living in a narco state, the larger powers that be are running the state. There's a lot of fraudulence going on. There will be a lot of corruption. That is a no-brainer.
Between the president, her party, the Morena party, and the cartels?
Yes, the party has financed, has given, the cartels have given so much money to these politicians, narco politicians of Morena, to get into office, to get the power.
That's crazy. She's blatantly saying it. She's a narco president.
Yeah, that's where they get all the money.
Mm-hmm.
But think about that. At that point, it's not even a presidency. You are literally a puppet. So what change are you really implementing? Like, what good are you really doing? You are a test dummy at that point. Because we know who's ultimately in control in a situation like that.
For the campaigns.
Power. So they protect, the Mexican government protects the cartels. That is why President Sheinbaum doesn't want the strong American leadership to help Mexico defeat the cartels.
That boy Trump road running.
Sheinbaum doesn't want the rest of the world to know what is happening here in Mexico. We are on the steps to be the next Venezuela. She is aligned with Venezuela's dictator, with Cuba, and we are losing our country. They have destroyed our Republican institutions, the democratic state, and we must. I think we all Mexicans want and welcome the support of the United States to assist Mexican people against the cartels that have us all in this crisis with the traffic in fentanyl and migrants.
The unrest follows the assassination of a mayor who had criticized Sheinbaum's approach to fighting drug cartels. Demonstrators, many of them Gen Z, accused the president of ignoring cartel violence and rejecting U.S. help to combat it. Leonardo Falcon and Ignacio Gonzalez are here. They have a podcast called the Leo and Nacho podcast in Mexico, and we've had them on many times on Fox Noticias. I'll start with you, Leo. Why don't you just explain to the American people what is happening at this moment, because Mexico is in full revolt right now.
Yes, ma'am. First of all, good morning to the United States, and good morning to you, Rachel. And what Mexico is currently facing is a national awakening. What we're looking at, what you're probably looking at in the screens, is a protest of the Gen Z movement in Mexico, where there are no parties that they are leading this. It's the youth, it's the Mexican people. It's not about the left, it's not about the right, it's about the Mexican people wanting the best for the country. And we're all together in this protest. We're all together for a better country, and we see it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. We saw over more than 100,000 people during the streets of Mexico, and it was pretty impressive from our part to see it for the first time. And we were actually there, so we're very happy of the people that showed up in the country and that they are pushing for a change.
Nacho, why are the Mexican people so angry at Claudia Sheinbaum, your president?
Well, in a country which you have 60 murders and 40 missing people a day.
He's saying murders, but he said
He said 40 to 60 murders a day?
Yeah.
Every single day. Of course they are shocked. Of course they are shocked.
Yeah.
We, the youth, are really desperate because we don't see the light. The generations see the teenagers after this horrific situation. We decide to protest.
Yes.
Not with a flag of any political party, no.
Like that No Kings protest? Mm-hmm. Look at this protest. Mm-hmm. They're actually protesting about something that's worth protesting for.
Because they are killing us.
Yes.
That's the reality.
Okay, so what do you believe that Claudia Sheinbaum is complicit in this? We've had senators on here, Senator Lily Tejas, who bravely said Mexico is indeed a narco state, and she said that Claudia Sheinbaum and her Morena party, the political party she belongs to, is in business with the cartels. Is that true in your opinion, Leo?
Well, when we look at what Nacho just mentioned, when we look at 60 murders, 40 missing people every single day, the narco state of Mexico makes it pretty obvious that there's some things going on behind the curtains in the Mexican government.
Yeah.
You got to talk very vague. You know, of course he's connecting the dots for the audience, but they probably know his address. You know, that's a scary thing. And it's like there's so much deep-rooted corruption that a protest here and there ain't gonna solve nothing. You're talking about 60 murders and 40 missing people each and every day. I know the cartels in general probably don't all get along because a lot of them is fighting over territory, or they got certain territory they probably keep to. But collectively, I think that they would even think to maintain the state of being a narco state, they would probably come together. But of course, the raw truth and honest reality is that it's pure wickedness. It's sad. But, I mean, some of these issues are just so deep-rooted, right? It's like, where do you begin?
This is sad, but what we look at here in the protest is that there's actually a noticing. There's actually a noticing of all of the Mexican youth, of all of the Mexican families, that they are saying, how can this be happening? And when you have when you have such a big amount of the population mad, upset at what's happening in the country, something's going on. And that's when you have a protest like the one we had yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, people should understand, not only was that mayor murdered in public with his wife and his child there, but then a few days later, another mayor was executed. He was actually decapitated, his head placed on the hood of his car. This kind of stuff happens all the time. It's totally normalized in Mexico.
And Claudia Sheinbaum, she's like I said earlier, she's against what the Trump administration doing, blowing those boats up.
Yeah.
Right? And look what's happening in her country. She's doing absolutely nothing. So now it tells you why she's totally against what Trump is doing.
Right.
The Mexican people are sick of it. Now, President Trump, Nacho, has said, I'm going to take on the cartels in Venezuela. And of course, they're a transnational network. And that includes the cartels in Mexico. He has gone to Sheinbaum and said, will you help me? But her help appears to be very superficial, not real. What do the Mexican people want, Nacho? Especially Generation Z, because Generation Z is the one who is sort of fueling this protest. In fact, Claudia Sheinbaum printed out the names of all the Gen Z influencers like yourselves who were encouraging people to come out and protest, which is like putting a list out for the cartels. So tell me, do the young people like you want the help from President Trump's administration and from our military?
The Generation Z want peace. We don't care if that peace come with American flag in the left arm or the right arm. We don't care. We want peace. The situation we're living in Mexico is crazy. It's crazy, and we have a president who prefers to talk about influencers and content creators.
That's crazy. Like here in the States, Trump's trying to clean up the cities, get rid of illegal immigrants, and the Democrats here in this country is fighting him on that. And look, the Democrats, the socialists in Mexico, they're allowing
broadcasting who the influencers are, who's calling this out.
Same tactics.
Yeah.
The same people.
Yep. Uniparty. Democrats is uniparty with Mexico government.
Yeah. Just same garbage.
So as we know, like when it comes to situations like this, the proof is in the pudding. So for even Trump to even try to coincide with the leaders in Mexico, right, this Sheinbaum or whatever, knowing the true colors, right, and understanding that she's likely working directly with these cartels, you know what I'm saying? It's like you're beating on a dead dog. What's the phrasing? You're beating a dead horse. So I don't know. Wild work, crazy work. Comment down below. Let me know y'all's thoughts on this in the comment section below, man. Peace, love, prosperity. God bless. We'll see y'all in the next video, man. Prayers for Mexico. Prayers for the world.